Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to another episode of A Safe Space for Men. I'm your host, Ryan. We made it to episode 10, y'all. So, uh, thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for tuning in, supporting the podcast. Before I get started, please remember to rate, review, like, and subscribe, and download the podcast. I appreciate it. But yeah, we had episode 10. I appreciate everyone that's been reaching out and has been just listening and, dropping a rating or sending a text or dropping a DM, anything, just giving me feedback, and definitely I appreciate more the people that have been able to relate to some of the things that I've been talking about over the last 9 episodes. So again, just thank you. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate the people that's supporting me because without you, I'd be talking to nobody. I'd just be sitting here. I mean, I kind of am sitting here talking to nobody in the sense of recording, but like it would just be out there and no one would ever see it. So again, just thank you for reposting, sharing, and everything. This week, what did I do this week? So this week was Halloween. Please don't judge me. I still have decorations up behind me. For those in the YouTube audience, but I mean, I'll take them down in a couple of days. We get ready for Thanksgiving, which I don't decorate for. We just eat. But I took Jordan trick or treating. Jordan, she wanted to be Elsa this year. For those of y'all that know, she discovered the movie Frozen about, I want to say, the beginning of September. So she has been obsessed as the same way all my other children. Emma was obsessed, the same way Gabby and Kanaya was obsessed when it came out. It's crazy how like a cartoon, it lasts like the test of time and with kids and everything. But she want to be Elsa. She literally gets in from school now and wants to put her Elsa dress on. I'm looking at it right now. It's right there on the floor because she probably had it on this morning before she went to school, before my sister picked her up. But yeah, she's like it's crazy. It has like, so I should grab it and show y'all, but it has like glitter on it. Well, you would have kids and they were Elsa this year. If you got the costume from Walmart, you know what I'm talking about. It has all this glitter on it. So there's literally like glitter everywhere. There's glitter on this little mat that I have on the table. There's glitter on my floor. Like there's glitter everywhere in the bathroom. So I can't wait until that costume magically disappears because I'm tired of cleaning up glitter. But yeah, we had a good time. We went out for like an hour and a half because she doesn't need a lot of candy. The bucket is around somewhere, but she has a full bucket of candy, which I allow her to eat like 1 or 2 pieces a day because we're just not going to overload on candy. But yeah, she had fun. So much fun. She didn't even want to come back in the house when we were done. Like we started at about 5:30 and it was like 7 o'clock. I was like, come on, let's get ready to go home. Oh, I still want to go. I'm just like, Jordan, your bucket is full. Your sand is heavy. It's only me and you because, the teenagers, they do teenage stuff. And Emma is with her mom this week. So, yeah, so we came in the house. And then, my boy Irv came over with his kids. And we hung out for a little bit, had candy and stuff, and ate some chicken and got to hang out with the kid. Because his daughter and my daughter actually are normally together at the sitter's house that we have that we'll fuse. So, everyone kind of knows each other, so it was a pretty good day. This week I was a guest on the Ant Money Experience. Shout out to Ant. Thank you for having me. It was a really good conversation, a little over an hour. I'll drop the link on my page. It should be, if it's not in my bio already, well, by the time you guys see this or hear this, it'll be in my bio, so you can go check that out. I've shared it on all the platforms that I have. We covered a lot of great topics. We really did. One of them was the list of things that men refuse to pay for, which I thought was a really good one. It was like a long list of stuff. I can't even pull it out right now because my phone is what I'm using to record. But if you guys want to hear the interview and the episode, just you'll check my page, or you could just look up the Ant Money Experience on YouTube. Also, he's on under Ant Rocky Moore on Facebook, and the Ant Money Experience on IG. But I'll have all those links in my bio or on my link tree for the next couple weeks, so you guys can lock in and check out his podcast. He's also on the Big Exclusive Network. You can also search that on YouTube, and everything that they have under them will pop up. They have a couple good shows on there. that he promotes a lot. I haven't got a chance to check any of them out. I did peek at one. I think there's one about food. I peeked at that one, but I didn't really get a chance to look at anything else other than his. But he has a really good podcast. Again, it was a great conversation, and yeah, check it out. This week, I'm going to be talking about something that I've been struggling with for years, or more so recently. It's just kind of just knowing to let go of your kids and giving them the space to kind of navigate freely, as they grow, and allowing them the space to make mistakes. As everyone knows, I have 5 daughters, 19, 17, 16, 9, and 4. And, though I have to handle all of them differently because they're all different ages. They're all in different spaces of their lives. Especially you see like there's the gaps, between ages. And they all require a completely different level of love and patience with each one because of their ages and because of where they are in life. My oldest daughter, Janae, 19, she is currently navigating life as a young adult. We actually had a great conversation about 3 days ago, just talking about stuff, talking her through some stuff. And, it's a lot of trial and error right now. She's learning some things, she's figuring some things out, she's learning some lessons. And like my thing with her, and I feel like my job is just getting her to understand like she's exactly where she's supposed to be at 19. She's supposed to be making mistakes, she's supposed to be fucking up. She's not going to succeed at everything. I would never allow any of my kids to make them think that everything is going to be like peachy and perfect, because it's not. And even with all that, I'm incredibly proud of like her determination to do everything on her own. She rarely, she's determined to not get help from people, which I kind of understand. There's some other things that happen in her life, but for me, it was like really hard, like allowing her the space to make these mistakes, even if I know how they're going to turn out. Like I know that's a bad idea, I know that's not going to work, but only reason I know it is because I had to go through it. I had to fuck up. I had to make that same mistake. And I know, like, as parents and as a father, you really don't want your kids to make the same mistakes you did. I had to get myself to a place where I was just like, all right, I don't want them to make the same huge mistakes I made. The small mistakes are probably needed so that they can learn and they can have life experience. But like the big mistakes, like ending up in jail and stuff like that, and being around the wrong crowds, people selling drugs, things like that, I don't want them to learn those mistakes. But the small ones, I gotta just step back and then just be there, just answer the phone when she calls, and listen and talk her through it and provide the advice and hug her when she's in front of me. Like I said, that's the first little person I ever loved. That's the first little person that ever called me dad. So obviously there's a different dynamic there and a different relationship. Obviously I love all my kids, but again, like with her in this stage, I'm learning to just be patient. I really am. I have to be patient with her. And the one thing I do enjoy is that we have different conversations now that she's an adult. We can talk about different shit. She talks to me a lot about like her mom and stuff, and we have very real conversations, very honest conversations. So that's really the dope thing about her. But she's an extremely intelligent kid, young woman. Can't call her a kid anymore, and I know she's gonna do great things in life. I really do. I just gotta be there for her and allowing her to like make these decisions and find her place in this world and get to where she needs to be, no matter how difficult it is. My 17-year-old Naya, that is my dog. She probably gives me like the least amount of stress and the least amount of like feeling like I gotta be like overbearing with her. But it's probably because for real, she's driven everywhere. She's always in a car or an Uber. So, because again, like my worry is I always worry about my kids when they're like in the streets and stuff, catching the bus and getting from one place to another. I think I talked about another episode where one of my concerns with her is she doesn't know her way around the city. That is something that really scares me, especially as someone that's about to graduate high school and she's about to really be in the real world, going to college or whatever it is she chooses to do, whether she gets a job. But she needs to know how to get around the city on public transportation. as long as she's not driving. You know what I mean? Even when she starts driving, I don't want her to have to use the GPS to get everywhere, because once you get lost or your phone doesn't work, I don't want you to be like, oh my God, like where am I going, calling me up, that, you know, whatever's going on. So, but even though she's 17, she still has that special like inner kid energy about her. She's very much the big sister that plays with the little sister. I would say that's what stands out most about her, is like when she's over here and the two small ones, like she'll play games with them, like she'll just do it. You know what I mean? Like she's very good at that, you know. So she also has one of the best spirits I've ever been around. Like she has really good energy. She's super positive. And right now she's a senior in high school, so she's in that space of trying to like figure out what she wants to do after high school. And again, my approach with her is, I'm more so I'll ask like, what do you want to do? And she'll be like, I don't know, or I'm not sure. I think I want to do this. I want to go to HBCU. I don't pressure none of my kids to do anything. Again, I try to, especially the teenagers, it's more now we're like in a space where I'm advising them and I'm giving them advice and suggestions, but not making them feel like you have to do this because I say so. Because these decisions that they're about to make are really going to affect like their adult life. So they got to figure this shit out for themselves, because they're the one, they got to own it. Like they're the ones going to have to deal with it. I could tell them to go be a doctor because they're going to make a lot of money, but they go be a doctor and they fucking hate it. You know what I'm saying? Like they're stuck, not stuck, but like, yeah, you would, I mean, after all the time in med school, you're not going to just give up being a doctor to go be a cop. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where we're at. She's a senior. She's graduating this year. She turns 18 in March. Again, just like all my kids, I'm so proud of her. She is very much a kid that like she can't wait to finish school, but you can kind of tell like, well, even though she can't wait to finish school, she knows she's gonna miss it. And we talked about that a couple weeks ago. I told her, I was like, once it's done, like you are going to miss it. So I need you to really enjoy senior year and like take it all in. Take as many pictures as you can, video everything, because you will not get those memories back. High school is really like a special time. I know my senior year was like, it was up and down, but it was really good. Like I could remember everything pretty vividly. I had a lot of fun. And these kids we were in a regular high school. Everything they had was so much more advanced than what we had when we were in high school, from the trips to the food to whatever the technology they're using, the things that they're teaching them. So it's just so much better for them. So again, just can't wait to see what she's going to do in this world, and you know how she's going to be. One thing I do want her to work on is she doesn't understand the value of money. She's very much the kid that like, if you gave her a card, she would probably just spend. So even a lot of times, like when we're out, because like I'll give them money and stuff, but like sometimes if I take them shopping, if I do like 7 stores, I make sure like the 8th store is like a cheap store, because I know they have money. So we'll get there in line, I'll pay for my stuff, and I'll be like, y'all gotta pay for your stuff, because I know it's not, they probably got like $40 and stuff, and they get way more money than that. So, you know, and it's more than likely they're getting it back in some way, shape, or form. But it's just getting them to like, in their mind, getting the mind frame of, all right, I spent 40 out of whatever I have saved, like to just be aware of what they have. So, but she does not understand the value of money. And it's probably our fault, because again, we like, our kids they don't have to deal with the same things we dealt with coming up. They don't have to work. They don't have to have a job. You know what I mean? They're thankfully enough, they have parents that can provide from every side and keep them in whatever it is they want to wear and fed and all that good stuff. But yeah, I'm excited about the next phase of our relationship, which is going to be like that young adult and dad relationship, where she's an adult and or a young adult, a young woman going into college or into the workforce, and I'm still dad, but it's different. I'm the adult dad, and I've always very much been like the dad that they can like, that I try to make sure they can talk freely in front of me. I tell them that whether they do it or they don't, they because I'm still dad and they're girls, so I'm looking forward to that. My 16-year-old Gab, who I always say she's the one that like helps make the house run. She really does. She's very helpful in the house. She helps out with her siblings, her little sisters, Emma and Jordan, especially if I have to work on the weekend. Typically, it's early in the morning. So I'm back sometimes before they even wake up. But if I'm not, I come in, they've ate, they've had breakfast, whatever it is. It could be something like maybe it's noodles, maybe it's waffles, whatever it is that the kids wanted, she makes it for them. And, they're down here playing or they're in the room playing, watching TV. So, again, it's just like, it's something that I don't have to worry about for that portion of the day. She's very much that big sister who's helpful. What I'm doing with her, I'm learning to give her the space and freedom, and more freedom. Because I know all my kids, they'll tell you like I'm crazy. He's crazy. He's nuts. He's overprotective. He's overbearing, which is probably all true. I can be, only because one, I'm a dad, but I understand what goes on in the world. So, like the other day, she went to a volleyball game out. It was like towards Springfield. So we're talking like on the bus, it's probably like over an hour away. Driving is at least like 35 minutes. And of course, I can see a location or whatever. But I had checked it. I got in. It's probably like 7:30, and I checked the location, and she was still there. So I FaceTime like, hey, everything cool? She like, yeah, the game ran late. I was like, all right, cool. Just call me and get to your mom's house. So then it's probably like 8:30, 8:45. I haven't got the phone call, so I check it again, and she's still like out. So I call like, hey, what's going on? And you can tell she's a little bothered, but I don't give a fuck. I tell kids all the time, it's better to have a parent or parents that are doing that shit than parents to some of your friends that don't check on them. Because I've had, when I did allow them to have like their friends come over, I would notice like their friends would come over early. I'm talking like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, and they would be here all day. And it would be like 8 o'clock, and nobody's checked you. I'd be like, hey, have you talked to your mom? They're like, oh no, mom ain't go. Like, your mom lets you come over this, because everybody knows that they live with my kids live there with their dad. They're coming to, I'm going to Gabby's dad's house. And you have not checked on your child all day, and they're in the presence of another man. A lot of people, they send their kids over here and they don't even want to see me. And I'm like, wait a minute, you don't know me. You know what I mean? I'm not on that type of time, that creep shit, but you don't know me. You need to see a face. You need to talk to me. Because that's what I do. When I let my kids go anywhere, I need to talk to a parent. I need to see a parent. I'm dropping you off. We're introducing you, because if something goes wrong, I need to know who I'm hunting. So, I that part I can carry. I'm overbearing, I'm overprotective. I'm gonna always be that way. Probably even when they're grown. And that's just how I carry it. But yeah. So I called. I'm like, what's your mom's house? She telling me, well, I took this way, and I'm like, hey, there's another route you could have took to get there faster. She's like, well, I took this because I can be on a bus with people, and over there I would be by myself, whatever. But I'm like, well, right now you're by where she was at was kind of like, I know exactly, it's like a really dark area, and I'm like, she's like, the bus is coming in 1 minute, and it's just getting these kids. We've protected our children so much, and it's probably our fault because they've been driven everywhere. They've been protected. They've never seen people get shot at or anything like that. They may have heard it or saw it on the news, but like they didn't grow up in like the environment that we grew up in. So they don't understand that it's worse now. People are robbing everyone. They're shooting everyone. Kids are getting shot. Like, they don't understand it. Little girls, young girls are getting kidnapped and never to be seen or heard from again. So I be needing my children to really understand that it's not safe. Like, we don't live in a city. We live in Philly. It's not the safest city. It's not. But I am so proud of Gabby. I really am. I'm proud of the person that she's becoming, the young woman, the human being that she's becoming. She has already secured her high school diploma. And she's in the 11th grade. So she took care of that in 9th and 10th grade, the program she's at in her school. The 11th and 12th grade, she literally goes to CCP, and she's taking all college classes. And once she graduates, she's going to walk off the stage with an associate's degree and a high school diploma, which is fucking incredible because, again, comparing it to where I came from, I didn't even have that opportunity. And the fact that she has it and she's taking advantage of it and she's utilizing it, again, I'm so fucking proud of her. And I thank her for saving me 2 years of college money as well. but again, like I said, the reasons I'm overprotective is because they're girls, and my kids they do not understand these neighborhoods. They don't understand what's going on. Literally, most of the time the car is parked in front of the house. They walk out the door, they get in the car, and we drive to wherever we're going. Most time at nights they're getting Ubered from point A to point B because it's nighttime. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about it now, like, yo, I was like, I wonder how stressed my grandma was when like I was just outside, like just out. Even when I turned 18, I was just outside all night. I'm like, I know where I'm at. I'm having a great time, and I'm with the fellas and my friends, and I'm doing 18, 19-year-old shit. But she probably was in here losing her mind, like, where is he at? You know what I mean? Even though, like, at that point, I was, I'm grown. I can kind of go and do whatever I want. But, Grandma, I'm so sorry that I stressed y'all out. Like, because when my kids are like, I won't say that I don't worry like to the point where I'm stressed, but when they're out late and they have things to do with school and stuff like that, I'm like, and then a lot of times like the location on the iPhone, it acts funky. So it'll be like any of y'all that track your kids' location, it'll be like moving around and shit. And like for whatever reason, I don't know, sometimes it's not pinpointing it. And like if that shit is too long, I'll be ready to get in my car and pull up, make sure because you don't know, it's some disgusting people in this world. So I struggle with all that shit. I really do. Being overprotective and just not like just giving them space. And I know it's annoying, but it is what it is. We're gonna work through it together. I'm gonna get better so that they can be better. One of the things I probably want her to work on is probably her time management. And that's just more so like she's like lately she's been saying, she said it to my sister that she was like really tired, and she, like I said, there's things she does throughout the week for me to help with her sister. There's like 2 days where she actually gets Jordan dressed for school, and my sister comes and picks her up in the morning, takes her to school because I have to go to work really early. But I also think like when I'm getting up for work at like 2:00 in the morning, I see her light on and she's in there on the phone, and whatever, you're on the phone with your friends, whatever, like, again, grades are good, she's a good kid, but you're tired the next day. And I just tell her, like, you need to get your fucking rest. Like, if you get your rest at night, you can do whatever you want in the daytime instead of like playing catch up. You're probably in school trying to get naps. I used to do that. That's how I know. I would stay up as a boy, as a young boy. I would stay up all night playing Madden, playing a video game, playing 6 games of Madden, and then lay down for an hour and a half, and then try to get up and then in school fighting for my life. In the words of my boy Nate, trying to get still some sleep in classes that don't matter, like Spanish or whatever I had that I didn't need, and just going to sleep for the hour. So yeah, you gotta for her, that's the only thing that I just see that she needs to really work on. She is extremely responsible. She's for her age, she's really responsible. Like I said, she helps out with her siblings. She's wise beyond her years, and I feel like we have very real conversations when we need to have them, But again, just giving them this. My biggest struggle is just giving them the space to like make their mistakes. I feel like, I've eased up a lot, but I used to spend so much time trying to prevent the mistakes, and now it's like I gotta let it happen, and then we come back and discuss it. As long as you ain't selling drugs or out here in these streets doing God knows what, you know what I mean? The serious stuff. I feel like we can come back. Well, we can come back from anything, but we can definitely come back from all the light stuff. So yeah, I'm just so proud of her. I can't, again, I can't wait to see what she does with her life in this world. I very much believe I'm gonna be like the parent who, like, his kids are like with him for really like prior to like the 20, like in the mid 20s, because I'm not gonna be one of the parents like, you gotta get out, you gotta not. I don't want my kids to struggle like that. I did that. I moved out at 19, and I feel like I spent like 10 years trying to catch up. You know what I mean? I should have stayed at home until I was 29, saved my money, and then started with the adult life, but I didn't. So my 9-year-old, so with Emma, the way I handle her is a lot different because one, she's not with me the way the other kids are. She comes every other weekend, and so it's like 4 days, and then we don't see each other for 11, and then it's 4 days until there's something new about to kick in actually this summer where it goes to every other week. That I just got awarded in court, which is a really good thing. I forgot to share that yet. So, knock on wood, I think it should. I got the notice like I think like 10 days ago. It goes in effect after like 14 days. And I got to check with my attorney, but I'm gonna get it regardless. Because I pretty much got everything that I asked for when I'm with the court. And again, I'm trying to wrap this court shit up this year. I have one more court date, hopefully, which should be in and out. It should be a breeze. But I'm God knows, I'm burnt out. I'm done with court. But yeah, my 9-year-old, she's in that. Emma is a very like kitty kid, very loving. She thinks the world is this big, beautiful place and nothing bad ever happens. I spend some time like, because I don't want to take that away from her, but just I'll try to point certain things out so that she can understand that it's not all like, I guess, peaches and sunflowers or whatever. So I try to like utilize the time we have in molding her like into a good person. Because I'm pretty sure she gets that at her mom's house as well. But again, whatever you get from your dad is not going to be the same you get from your mom, and vice versa. I spend a lot of time getting her to understand like rules and like shaking off bad habits that I don't approve of. Because again, it's a different environment over there than it is here. No shade, I'm not saying anything negative. But she does tend to try and like sit around and listen to like adult conversations. And I get right with her because we're not doing that here. I was raised by people from the South. If you even they even thought you was listening to their conversation, you got your ass whipped. So, yeah, she is. But again, she's in an environment like she's around a bunch of women, and very much, people that would try to sway her one way, and so I don't spend energy in trying to. I would never, with any of my children, get them to see anything negative about anyone. That's not my job. I firmly believe kids will figure that shit out on their own. They'll figure out, like, my kids will tell you, like, he's a great dad, he's this, and that, and he does this, and he takes care of us, and he go to the end of the world for us, but they're also gonna tell you the bad shit. Like, that man is crazy, he could be mean, he could be an asshole, you know what I mean? And that all of it is true. All of it is true. Nobody's perfect. And I'm pretty sure when I am an asshole, I have a reason to be, whether it's good or bad. But yeah, so I do work on getting her to know what the truth is. And I want her to make sure that she can always feel comfortable coming to me. I do struggle understanding, like, that she does not need me for everything, even at 9. Because, like, it could be something as simple as, like, we're sitting in the living room and she's like, I want to eat something. Like, what you want? She'll, like, whatever I cooked earlier or the night before. She's like, I want that. And I'll get it to, like, go do it. She's like, oh, I got it, Dad. I can just get it and put it in the microwave. It's not understanding, like, she's 9. She can reach the microwave. She gets it. Like, she gets the concept. I have to understand and just accept that they have to do things on their own. And that it's not going to be done the way I want it done. Like, she's going to go, she's probably going to make a mess. I'm going to have to clean it up. But I have to let her do that so that she can see, even if she sees me clean up, she'll see, oh, damn, I made a mess. So then the next time, she'll make less of a mess or no mess at all. And that's something small. But I just think as a dad, it's really hard. I don't have sons, so I just know with girls, it's really hard to allow them to do things on their own. I guess when you know how it's supposed to be done, especially when they're that small, you know how it's supposed to be done. You know they're not going to get it right, but you have to let them do it so that she can make the mistakes. But she's a really good kid. She's so full of life, so full of love. She loves everybody. I'm actually going to pick her up in about 3 hours after recording this, and like, it's so cute. I might record it today, so I always pick her up and then I go pick up Jordan because Jordan is near my house. So I go out there, pick her up, and then come back. But when they see each other, it's so like, I don't know, like movie like it'll be like Emma will like walk into the classroom and be like, Jordan, and then like Jordan turn around like, Ma, Emma, and like she'll run over to her, jump in the arms. Like, that's what I'm gonna miss about protect your kids. That's probably like the hardest thing, watching your kids get older, watching them not to need you less and less and less, and understanding that. I'm telling you, like, I struggle with that as a father and as a man. Like, my kids need me less and less and less and less. And there's gonna come a point where they probably don't need me at all. You know what I mean? And as fucking insane as that sound, like, I believe I'm a parent forever. I'm gonna be a parent. Like, the full body of work is from when they're kids to when they're teenagers to young adults, and then they're with their own families. Because when they start to have children and getting married and so on, they're gonna still need me for things, for advice, and not just walking them down the aisle, but I need to be a grandparent. I need to be present. It's the whole, to me, it's the whole body of work. That's why, like, you'll hear me say, like, I know I'm a good dad, but I really don't believe the work is done until the work is done. Like, it's for me, it's 5 lives, and it's 5 full lives, and then, you know, the day I die, we can figure out, like, all right, how did he do? You know what I'm saying? Hopefully I'm 100, and yeah, so yeah, I mean, she's a great kid, man. She's really bright, really intelligent, but she's also like really naive to certain things, and she's very much the kid that won't go against her mom, and that's part of that is because she lives with her mom, so that's understandable. Jordan is the same way, Gabby's the same way. They're going to defend me till whatever, because I'm with him every day. You know what I mean? You can't. They're like little kids that I see, like nieces and stuff. I can barely even pick them up. Jordan, like, what are you doing? That's my dad. You know what I mean? So I love that my kids are all so protective about it. I have a story about that at the end. But not saying that, my oldest daughter, we was having a conversation when we was talking earlier this week, and she was, I won't go into detail, but she was telling me something shady her mom had said about me, and she was just like, she's like, Dad, I ain't had time for it. Like, and again, this is my 19-year-old, my adult child. We're having this conversation. She's like, I don't have time for that. Like, y'all 30-something. She 37, you 37. Like, what is the issue? You know, y'all ain't been together in however long, and that's the thing we were talking about. Why would she like, why would you even say that to me? That's my dad. You know what I'm saying? He would not say nothing to me about you. And that's why I love, like, that's the one thing I do, like, the adult part, where your kids are old enough and they understand, like, what's going on and they can see it. That is outstanding. So yeah, I know my children, they'll defend me to the end of the earth. Now Jordan, the 4-year-old, the one who burns me out, the one who kicks my ass daily, she is spoiled. Jordan is I won't say extremely spoiled, but she's spoiled to the fact that, like, she's always with me. She's always been with me. She was born during the pandemic. That's my pandemic pal. You know what I mean? So I'm working on allowing her to do, like, the simple things on her own. And it's because I noticed I was picking her up from the daycare 2 weeks ago, and the director said something to me about it. So, like, I was in her bed getting her jacket and her book bag and her things and her belongings to put them on her, and she came over and she took them. She's like, no, she needs to learn to put it on herself. And I didn't even realize what I was doing, because I'm making her super reliant upon me. And I started, like, evaluate everything I was doing with Jordan, even from, like, giving her a bath to, like, getting her dressed. Like, I was getting her dressed as opposed to giving her the items and letting her put them on, allowing her to dress herself. And then if she messes up, correct it. So that's what I've been working on since that day. I get her out the tub, and, you know, of course, I lotion up or whatever. I always let her do some of the lotion. She brushes her teeth on her own, but I was babying her, to be frank. I was babying her because, in my eyes, that's my baby, and that's all I see as a dad. So I've been working on allowing her to be a developing 4-year-old, because she's going to kindergarten next year. So definitely in kindergarten, you know, it's a different than pre-K. As just same way as first grade is different than kindergarten. First grade is way different than kindergarten. So I just have to allow her to do the things that she, you know, needs to do so that she can develop properly, and she's not behind, and she's not super reliant on an adult to do the things for her. But yeah, I didn't even notice it until she pointed out. She was like, I bet you do this all the time. I was like, I do, but I didn't think anything of it. Even now, like Jordan, she's learning to zip her jacket up. I don't know if she did it herself this morning. Yesterday she did it herself. No, I'm lying. 2 days ago she did it herself, which is good. But the day before that, she got a jam. And at first I got a little upset because like, oh, you jammed your jacket. Then I had to realize like she's trying to do something on her own. You know what I mean? So just got to look at the bigger picture. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only dad or parent out there that baby's the youngest one. I have to be better. I really don't want her dependent upon me. But she is super intelligent. She's really good with puzzles. Like she loves puzzles. Like for Christmas, I'm gonna regret it, but she's gonna get like 15 puzzles. Like she was the big ones, like it'll be like a 30, 35 piece one. She'll sit there and she'll put it together. She'll play with that shit for hours, which is good because I could literally put a puzzle on the floor right there and I could shoot my whole episode and she won't even bother me. As long as I put something on the TV, I have to leave it on mute, but she will do her thing over there and she won't even bother me. So yeah, she's getting a bunch of puzzles for Christmas. I probably baby her so much because I know she's my last child. She's the last one. She's the last baby. She's the last Hairston. That's it. There will, stop asking me. I'm not having a son. There will be no more. I do not want any more kids. I do not date people that want any more kids. Yeah, I have no desire to have any more children. I just don't. I have adored Janae will be 20 in November. I am not doing it to my children. I do not want to put a 20-year gap in between siblings. There's already a 15-year gap between the oldest and the youngest. You know what I mean? And it's to a degree, I mean, shit happens, but it's kind of unfair to them because you have kids that are going to be like full adults and they're going to have siblings who are going to be like craving their attention and they're just not going to have the time because they may have families or they may have college. So I feel like when it comes to that, I did my kids a disservice, but this is where we are. This is where we're at. But yeah, me and Jordan, I've spent the most of all my kids. I probably spent the most time with her because, as I mentioned before, the older three, I was so into working. I was working 80, 90 hours a week when they were small that I missed so much. And that's most like the in-house stuff because I'm working 12, 13 hours a day, 6 days a week, you know what I mean? And so focused on providing that I missed all the things that I got to spend time with her doing in the pandemic. That's how we got school. Like, if you follow me on social media, you know, Jordan was, during the pandemic, we were in the house, me, Jordan, and the girls here because they didn't have school. So we would just be here. But Jordan was under me. Like, the girl used to, like, lay on my chest every night and go to sleep. And which is crazy because it was so easy to put her in her own bed when it came time for her to go in her own room and just be in her own space. And now, if I have to like force her out of the room, like if there's a reason, if I think she's a little sick or she's congested and I want her to sleep in my room so I can like really monitor it because I can hear her from her room, but again, that's the dad in me being overbearing. I want to make sure she's cool. It's just like, oh, Jordan, I need you to stay in my room because you're sick and I want to make sure I'm able to get you medicine. I could just be being lazy. Also, I reach over and get the medicine and give it to you instead of getting up out of my sleep and walking down the hall. But yeah, all the things I'm working on with these kids, man. You know, I feel like again, like the fact she's been with me since birth. That's heavy. That's a big reason behind it. As a father, every day presents different challenges. You know, I learned something new about fatherhood, about being a dad, and about myself every day. I still got areas where I can improve. You know, I'm never going to be perfect. And I'm never going to say I'm perfect. I tell people all the time, I wasn't always the best version of myself. I had to learn, you know, through trial and error. Again, I vividly remember the mistakes I made with my other children. So obviously with the smaller ones, and even with the teenagers now, like I really won't make those same mistakes. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure mistakes that I make with the teenagers, being overbearing, probably by the time Emma and Jordan become teenagers, I'm probably gonna be a lot more hands off. You know what I mean? But there's different elements of that because they're gonna have 3 older sisters they're gonna be able to go to about certain things. You know what I mean? And the older sisters will probably keep me like aware. Hey, this is what's going on, but I got it, Dad. I got it. It's cool. I got it taken care of. You know what I mean? So again, it's the cards I was dealt. I give a lot of credit to my grandmother, my late grandmother. God rest her soul. She was an incredible, oh my God. My grandmother was the best grandma. And like, I know everyone says about the grandma, but my grandma was like, she was like big mama, she was mama, she was aunt, she was everything in one. She was your friend. You could talk to her about anything. She would like very much give really good advice. She would always see something before it was coming. Even the one I had the three with, I remember when she first met her, she was just like, she's a nice girl, but I don't like the fact that she walked in my house with that little dress on, that little skirt. It was a skirt, probably like it to the thigh area. My grandma was very much old fashioned. She's from the country, and she was like that. She's like, something about her don't seem right about her. She used to say it all the time. She's like, she's gonna hurt you. She used to say that. So, which she was very much on the money with it. I learned a major lesson in that situation, but my grandma was the best. So yeah, I credit her with the ability to be sensitive with my girls, because again, I was raised by women. So there's certain areas where like you would struggle with being sensitive with, and I'm able to, because again, raised in a house with my mother, my sister, my grandmother. Sometimes my cousins was in the house. You know, there was always aunts over. Like, I was always around women. Most of my family is predominantly was like 85 to 15%. 85 being the women, 15 being the men. So just being in that environment, I'm able to understand, you know, certain things about women, or just know them to be a little more delicate. So that's all I got for y'all today. I'm plugging my boy P. My boy P, I've known P for about like 15 years, maybe a little longer than that. Me and his brother went to middle school together, and through that, we developed a friendship. I met him, I think, post high school. So I graduated in 2004. Shortly after that, we became friends. So we're probably getting close to 20 years. P is married. Him and Bree have a wonderful family. They have 2 boys, one of which actually we share a birthday. Didn't even know until this year that we have the same birthday. But yeah, so I'm plugging P. P is a DJ. He DJ Gab Sweet 16. You can get him on IG at Castro the DJ. That's CASTRO THE DJ on IG. P also sells some of the best coquito in the area. You can get him at Coquito Poppy 215. That's COQUITO PAPI 215 on IG as well. Coquito season is upon us, so go get yours. Again, just thank you to everybody who's been tuning in, whether on YouTube or through the platforms that I'm on. I'm on about 5 or 6 platforms right now. Y'all the reason I'm able to get to 10 episodes. And if you are wondering what I am streaming on, I am on YouTube at A Safe Space for Men, all one word. You can also follow me on IG, A Safe Space _for_ men. My personal page, which is Phil _Brooks _ again. I am on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, iHeart, and Google Podcasts. So please tune in. Again, remember to rate, review, like, download, and subscribe. Again, I really appreciate you guys tuning in, and please follow the podcast page, because I'm very much trying to move away from using my personal page. I really want to just drop everything I got, all the info and videos. I'm going to do everything, all my content, straight from the Safe Space for Men podcast page. Right now I'm doing both because I'm not getting the traction I want over there. I get a lot of traction on my personal page. But again, I wasted a lot of your time today. Thank y'all for listening. I truly, truly appreciate it. Until next time, peace.